Star Wars 7x7, episode 2350. So Yoda's statement in Return of the Jedi about how when he dies that Luke would be the last of the Jedi has been problematic for a number of years, but I think I may have hit upon an idea that makes it make a bit more logical sense, and we'll talk about it today. Punch it. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So, in order to explore this theory about how it could be correct that Luke would be the last of the Jedi, there are a couple of terms that we have to discuss first. And they can be a little confusing because when you talk about the Jedi High Council, as we are going to do, there are a couple of titles that almost overlap. So there is a Grand Master and there is a Master of the Order. And the difference between the two is that the title of Grand Master is supposed to be reserved for the oldest and wisest member of the Order. And as you might expect, that would be Yoda, right? So he was the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. And then you have the Master of the Order, and that particular person is the leader of the Jedi High Council. Now, the Grand Master and the Master of the Order can be the same person. The same person can hold both titles, but not necessarily. And the Grand Master is actually also the leader of the Jedi Order at large. Well, it turns out that Yoda was both the Master of the Order and the Grand Master for the Jedi Order at the time of the fall of the Republic. And so the last operating function of the Jedi Order, as it was comprised at the fall of the Empire, was led by Yoda. As far as the High Council goes, at the time there were 12 people on it, and only 4 of them survived the Great Jedi Purge. That would be, of course, Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, but also 2 other Jedi, Oppo Rancisis and Coleman Kaj, or Kajaz. It's spelled like Jack, but backwards, K-C-A-J. And as we know, Obi-Wan Kenobi died at the hands of Darth Vader in A New Hope, 0BBY or 0ABY, depending on how you want to slice that. And as far as Oppo and Coleman, we don't know what their fates are. They are on a list, or they were on a list of Jedi that Darth Vader was hunting as part of his follow-up of the Great Jedi Purge, but at this moment, their fates have not been resolved. But if they were actually found and killed by Darth Vader, then that would leave Yoda as the Grand Master of the Order and also the only living member of the Jedi High Council remaining at the time of Return of the Jedi. So if you wanted to take a from a certain point of view approach to things, which certainly Obi-Wan is wont to do, and it wouldn't surprise me for Yoda to take that approach as well, what Yoda is saying by telling Luke that he would be the last of the Jedi is that he would basically be carrying on the legacy of the Jedi Order because there is nobody left except for Yoda. Yoda is passing on the mantle of the Jedi Order specifically to Luke, not just the Jedi in general. And whereas there may be other Jedi kicking around the galaxy, or certainly lightsaber-wielding Force users who are light side affiliated, they may not necessarily be affiliated with the Jedi Order because it doesn't exist except in the personage of Yoda at this point. And so that does have applications for certain Jedi, if you will. It kind of explains how we could look at them in that certain point of view, and I will explain how with one prominent example in just a second. Before I do, though, I do just want to give you the quick reminder again about the folks at Toys for Tots. That's toysfortots.org, the Marine Corps Toys for Tots Foundation, and all the beautiful work that they are doing in communities around the country to bring a bit of holiday magic to children and families in need. You can find them at toysfortots.org, and you can donate either to the national organization or to local organizations that are connected with them and help families in need in your community. Again, that is toysfortots.org. So to just give one example of this whole, how could it be the Jedi but not the Jedi Order, but, Luke, right? If Ezra Bridger is in fact still alive, which I think the implication of the Mandalorian episodes is, even though his name isn't even mentioned by 10ABY, then he is obviously a Jedi who is still kicking around. But he was trained by Kanan Jarrus, but not trained within the Jedi Order. They were not part of the Order anymore, so he could be a Jedi. He could be allying with that particular philosophy, but not necessarily part of the Jedi Order. So yeah, maybe that's splitting hairs, but it seems like a logical way, and for all of the reading I've done and all the listening to other people talk about these things and figure out how it could be possible and rationalize it, this one feels like the one that makes the most sense to me. But I'd love to hear what you think about it too. So please chime in wherever there's a comment section or at home base for the show at sw7x7.com for this episode. And that is where we're going to leave things with you for today. It just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
Star Wars 7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2020 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.